that was on retreat against TK, I think it's going to be Envy. But as you said, if FaZe lets Slasher do what he did on this map for CTF, they could easily be the top slayers in the game. My eyes will be on Aches, though, to open things up. And really, I want to see how Parasite plays, because he's been switching up between the ASM-1, the AK-12, and the BAL. Looks like he's going to go ASM-1 on this map. But let's get right into the action as we're going to jump on my screen. We got Aches doing some damage, and actually, you're on. There we go. We got Aches doing some damage down low. Let's go to Merc, though, from Envy. Merc had a stellar game of CTF last night. What did you think of his last game against TK, though?
It got a little bit questionable in that uplink pocket, that's for sure. You know, he missed a couple of one-point plays. My whole Twitter feed erupted from, a couple of the top players in North America that aren't currently at this event. They were all saying, mistakes going to cost them, and you can't really afford to make those mistakes, I feel. And it was a little bit unfortunate because, for the most part, Merc had a solid series bucket.
Saint's going to be picked out of the sky. Enable now going to be trying to rotate over to the hard point for FaZe. There's going to be two players inside, and it looks like he's going to run through the acid tank, still gets inside. Zuma taking out Nameless there, and Aches is able to pick up a big kill. Aches, we said it's all going to come down to how he plays. He's on a 4 streak now at 5-3.
Yeah, he's looked pretty decent in hard points at least, but it's the other respawn modes where I feel it hasn't been his full potential. And Search and Destroy especially, there was a play earlier on, I'm not sure if you remember it. It was a 1 versus 1. Him versus Chino, I believe, and Chino gets the better of him. And I asked Parasite, like, hey, what was the game plan in that situation? He was like, I have no idea. Aches just didn't listen.
Wow. Yeah, definitely a little bit of animosity between Slasher, Parasite, and Aches. They're a little bit frustrated with him so far this weekend, but so far can't be frustrated with the way he's playing. Really nice rotation here. Parasite's going to hold down the hard point. As you can see, the flood, though, is coming from the front. It was Saints the first one in. Zuma should be following this one up. He comes on the flank through the back, somehow picks up that kill on Enable after Slasher goes down. 3 and 4 in front of him, unable to pick those up. Merc on the other side, though, rotating across the map. He's setting up in blue, and really, this is the key hard point on BioLab.
Yeah, that was really heads-up play from Merc to just recognize, there's no point really going back to that old hard point. Rotate, lock down this blue hill. It's the money hill. You can lock down so many points, so much time on this hard point, and it's very, very tough to break as well. You need to pin us from all different angles, and it looks like that's what FaZe is actually about to try and do. Saint's going to have to try and defend 2 plays. There's going to be a third there as well. Saint's going to go big for Envy. It's not going to happen. He falls. Can Zuma trade the kill? Looks good. And Envy, keep control.
I like it. Merc just 3 kills so far. Look for him to turn it up. If not, they're going to be in trouble. But so far, a 30-point advantage in favor of this Envy squad, thanks to his early rotation and those clutch kills. Saints, though, he's leading all players at 13-8 on a 2 streak at the moment. I want to see what he's up to. Out of overclock, out of stuns, and he's getting pegged by some stuns coming in from FaZe.
You're looking at the amount of kills that Saints and Zuma are getting. It doesn't really matter that much that Merc and Nameless are playing kind of slow. Merc 3-7, Nameless 5-8. These guys, not up to the best of starts by any means, but when Zuma and Saints are playing this well online, it's so hard to compete against them, and you're seeing that right now.
I think we're going to see 57 seconds. It was contested for about 3. Every other point went to to Envy there as they lock things down. It's now going to be on Enable and the rest of this FaZe crew to get on top green. Ben, who's in the key position right here?
So it was actually Slasher right there to just try and slay out, because the big thing there is if you're FaZe and you've given up so much time on that blue hill, you cannot also give up green plat. If you give up that too much time in the game, it's going to be very, very difficult to bring yourself back into it.
Nice job by Parasite, baiting players into his ASM-1, picks up another, now going to be charging out, his teammates holding it down. That Slasher inside with the bow. Parasite caught reloading, now it's going to be Slasher. Can he get the 2? No, it's Saints breaking again. That is his 6th capture. Zuma is going to be picking up a final few hard point seconds, and there's 20 points remaining. Will they be able to lock this in and bring back the game, or will it be Envy falling behind? So far, 105-57, FaZe they're not able to break out Envy.
Yeah, and it just comes down to the earlier rotations that you're seeing from Team Envius. Even from blue to green cat, Envy had a player there. It was just unfortunate that they weren't able to hold it. FaZe managed to break it just by flooding the hill, and good support play from Slasher. Going into this last hill now in the first cycle of hard points. You never really expect to see teams completely lock it down, but with Saints' current form, 22-14, Boomer supporting at 21-11, they could pick up some serious time.
I do want to say something for the casual fans out there. I actually got lost for a second as a caster. really confusing with the red and blue. Normally, FaZe, always your red team, Envy your blue team. Of course, the Sentinel squad in this one is going to be FaZe. Envy going to be playing under the Red Atlas squad, and Saints has been an absolute monster. 24-14 plus 10, 8 captures. Merc is now starting to heat up. You see him at 10. Nameless behind him at 11 kills, but Zuma and Saints are really getting the job done here as the two Slayers.
If you're FaZe going into that second last hill, oh sorry, that final hill of the rotation, you need to be pushing through that snow side of the map, jumping through that very, very open side. It's just easy to contest from. You've got so many different angles, and they just weren't able to actually get control of that side of the map. So, you know, I was talking about going into that hill. Normally, you don't see that much time, but Envy are locking it down because they are playing Biolab hardpoint perfectly as of right now.
The only player who's doing work is Slasher. He's at 20 and 17. Everyone else super negative. Look at Parasite, 12 and 21. Yeah, he's jumping on the hard point, but he's not getting kills inside like we normally see him getting those defense. Another just showing of him just having the sloppy ASM1. Does he need to switch it up? What do you do if you're Parasite in this situation after the first 5 minutes?
You're so far behind, you're losing gunfights on the hard point. I mean, a Bal isn't going to help you there if you're Parasite. You need that ASM1 for close range. It just comes down to, you know, communication. If you can sort of discuss where the enemy players are pushing from as a team, you're going to have that drop. And when you're losing by this much, it's pretty hard to maintain that level of communication.
Enable's starting to pick up some steam here. You can see him 18 and 19, a 4th streak as he is starting to heat up. That is what they need. They need Slasher and Enable to be on top of the leaderboard. Aches 14 and 21, not really helping out as much as they need him to either. Let's see what he's doing. He had a really nice start. Since then, nothing. He's spawning across the map, so the pressure really on Parasite to get the job done from Yellow. Picks up one. On the opposite side, Enable's going to get caught trying to transition, and Aches has Zuma waiting for him. The setup here from Envy, phenomenal. Nameless going to be able to milk this hill, and with the bow, he's really locking down that tunnel.
That was a really big 2 kills from Zuma there because it's just given Nameless so much free time on this hard point. He's able to just sit there, rack up a couple of free kills, essentially because people are so busy. Oh, wow, that was nasty from him. But people are so busy trying to kill Nameless from that back red side to get rid of the anchoring that Nameless is just doing his job on the hard point.
And Nameless is getting fired up. We just heard him yell, "Oh my God," after that destruction.
Yeah, he basically just destroyed that guy. That was...
3 minutes, 9 seconds left. FaZe not out of it yet, but Envy really applying some serious pressure. Let's go over to Aches as he's going to milk the final 8 seconds. There's actually action on the opposite side of the map. This is where Envy pulled away in the first half. Slasher gets a big kill on Nameless, but there's no support, no teammates there to help out. Parasite tried to jump in the window, was met with 3 ASM1s. Now Slasher going to try and break on his own.
And that's really been the issue.
He's doing it.
But this has been the issue. You can't expect one player to break a hardpoint by himself. Envy out-rotated FaZe there. They had full control of Eski's hardpoint, and they out-rotated FaZe to blue. You cannot allow that to happen if you're FaZe and you're already trailing in a game.
Man, someone needs to step up and help Slasher. He is doing everything
I feel
right
like
today.
That's the thing. Every time you've watched Slasher play throughout this, every game he's played, every game at Season 1 Finals, he's looked very, very good. And his teammates sometimes letting him down a little bit. It doesn't really matter who. You can point fingers at whoever you want, but Slasher has been the most consistent player on this FaZe team.
24 deaths, 34 kills, 7 captures to his name. Parasite back inside your hard point, doing a nice job trying to help him catch up. There's 2 minutes left though, and we're seeing the rotation, those blue arrows making their way to top blue.
This is big.
Or top green, excuse me. So this is really huge for Enable to get this kill.
It's gonna be Enable trying to pick this up. It's gonna be 2 plays. If he shoots the gas out cylinders, he will pick up 1. That was the first, and you know, FaZe could come back into this game. That wouldn't be too crazy. They did a very good rotation. Really surprised to see Envy 4-man flood that last hill with 10 seconds rather than flooding green plat.
Right.
But I mean, if that cost them, then that's 100% the play, which does.
Look at this,
they had such a big lead. FaZe are coming back into this one, Chris.
90 seconds left. 40 points separate these 2 squads. Can FaZe lock down all of this green time? Parasite inside, Enable and Slash are doing phenomenal work outside of the hill. This is what we expected to see from them much earlier, but hey, better late than never. Can they close this out?
They are continuously pushing off Envy's waves. Look at how much they have reduced this deficit by. There's still 15 seconds left on this hardpoint. If Parasite can get all of this time, it's going to be massive, but finally the hardpoint gets broken by Team Envius. 8 seconds of scrap time they will pick up from that final push. This mid-hill, so hard to lock down. It's so tough. If Envy can just control that purple side and snow, they'll win this game.
Let's go Slasher, says the FaZe fans. Enable now, trying to protect Ice won't be able to pick up the kill yet. The contention still inside as Nameless is causing problems here for Envy. Let's take it over to Saints. Almost 40 kills for him, 37 from Zuma, both inside, but it's Slasher clearing the way. FaZe needs to clutch up, 30 seconds left. We're coming down to the wire.
This is still possible if Slasher can pick up these kills. There's the first one. Can he find the second one in time? He is, but more players from Envy flooding, and that's the problem. When you're trying to lock down this hill, you need to push out a purple side. Envy is challenging from absolutely everywhere. FaZe not able to finally get a lockdown on this hill.
Nice job by Envy. It got scary at the end, but their performance in the first half, the difference maker here. You're going to see them take the first game. Biolab Hardpoint. Final score 239 to 201. Envy clutching up on that final hill and locking things up.
And you have to ask, where was that performance from FaZe in the first 7 minutes of that game?